the Super Bowl champs. Your Philadelphia Eagles coming in, once again, being the most talented team in the division, arguably the most talented team in the league. Again, they lost some key things. They lost some vets. They lost some leadership. Brandon Graham, salute to BG, retired on top. Salute to him. Milton Williams got a big contract. Who cares about Bryce Huff? I know he's with my 49ers. Who cares when it comes to y'all? Mekhi Becton moved on. Darius Slay moved on. They added Jahad Campbell, who Barrett, I got to give you the credit. You said when he was drafted, no, he'll be ready for training camp.
No question.
And he was ready for training camp. So that's what they added. Adoree Jackson. They added, again, they didn't add a lot of big pieces, but they have a lot of young guys they expect to step up. So Barrett, I'll start with you. What are you looking at for your Philadelphia Eagles? Any concerns you have? Again, new coordinator also. Kellen Moore bounces and goes to the Saints, right?
Yeah, he's with the Saints.
Goes
head coach,
to the Saints. Kevin Patullo is their new offensive coordinator.
Well, not arguably, but they are the best roster in the NFL. You said arguably. No, there's not. There's no argument about it. They are the best roster in the NFL. Okay. Stacked on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, I think the concern, probably the only real concern I have right now is who's going to step up and take the safety position opposite of Reed Blankenship. Sidney Brown, he's had a great camp. They've been alternating with Andrew Makuba. Every play, situational stuff, so both guys are getting, engulfed into the defense. Vic Fangio's a teacher. He's going to get these guys going the right direction. You got guys that come in shape. This has been a crisp camp. You don't see a lot of, things where they're messing up and the head coach is stopping. Everything has been crisp on the board. And then they came back in great shape. I call it the Jordan. Jordan Mailata came back 6'8", 350 pounds. 6'8", 350 pounds. He was playing around 370, 365. I'm taking it serious. He comes back 350. And then you look at what they did, what the other Jordan did. Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis came back around 330. 6'6", 330. He knows. They picked up his eye, but he knows if he stays at that weight, he will be a dominating player, not just on first and second down where he's getting all his, that's where he gets the majority of his reps. But maybe he can get a pass rush move now because he's going to be quicker, lighter, faster. He'll become a complete player. And anybody playing opposite of Jalen Carter, who might be MVP next year for defensive MVP, is going to have a lot of one-on-one situations. And you got to reap the benefits, just like Williams did when I got that $104 million contract. These guys see the same thing. Hey, we going to play that opposite of Jalen. He's going to get the double team. We go on one-on-one. This is our chance. So this team is well-balanced. They're ready to roll. The head coach built a great atmosphere in that locker room. The culture is there. We know that Howie Roseman's going to make sure if there is a problem, he's going to get the problem fixed and bring somebody in. This is just a complete team, a complete offense. The defense will, come along. They got Jahad Campbell. He was going to be a top 10 pick. The kid is ready. He's ready. He's big. I didn't know he was that big, man. I saw him in camp. Stood up next to him.
Yeah, he's really big.
He's a big kid. You know what I'm saying? And he's fast, strong. Trot Jr.'s balling right now. He's had all the reps at the number one, but he's still balling. Zach Bond. The list goes on and on. They're ready. They are ready.
Okay. No complaints over here. Devin, how about for you?
Yeah, I think the Eagles are going to be a really great team again. And, just from hearing from a lot of the guys early on in camp, something that I think you always worry about with a Super Bowl winning team is a hangover after that.
Yep.
Just in terms of, a mentality going into the season, the hunters become the hunted. And that's certainly something to keep in mind, but everyone seems just ready to, move on. Like they don't even really want to talk about the Super Bowl anymore. They're wholly focused on what's next. And, keep saying they're a new team and kind of have a similar mindset that they had last season before they won anything. And that's really promising to me. I do think there's some concern with the younger guys. So and it's going to sound ridiculous that I'm saying this because they're two of the best breakout players last season, but like Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, these rookies, these young guys who came into the NFL and literally won the Super Bowl that year. They haven't known adversity yet with the Eagles. And you look at the Eagles' schedule, they have a really, really tough schedule. I believe it's like the first time ever that a Super Bowl winning team has like no back-to-back home games whatsoever in the regular season.
Crazy. That's crazy they did that too.
Crazy. And that is a concern. I mean, it's still ranked a little bit easier than the New York Giants. So I guess that's something to take away. So if anything hurts the Eagles this season, I think it would be one of two things or both. The schedule, really hard strength of schedule, and the safety position Barrett just mentioned. They don't really, they traded CJ Gardner-Johnson. You have Reed Blankenship, but it's that other safety slot. And like, do you move Cooper DeJean there? Does it go to Sidney Brown? Does it go to the rookie? I'm really curious to see what plays out with that. And if the Eagles end up making a move to bring in a vet safety to help them out.
I mean, you can't argue with either of you about how talented this team is, how well built the roster is. My one concern for the Eagles is, okay, who's your vocal leader? Who's your emotional leader on the defensive side of the ball, right? Like, you took for granted CJ Gardner-Johnson and the emotional things that he did, right? For the 49ers, that was, I was about to say Lee Woodall. I don't know why Lee Woodall was on my brain, but it was Dre Greenlaw. Yeah, like they to me lost the Super Bowl when Dre Greenlaw went out. He's the emotional, violent guy. Yeah. Right? And so the Philadelphia Eagles have a lot of good guys on defense, a lot of smart individuals on defense who are doing what they need to do and going to play hard and lead by example. But who's your vocal leader like BG? Who's your emotional leader like CJ Gardner-Johnson? You need those things on the defense in order to sustain and go through tough moments. So I just want to see, and again, I'm not saying they don't have that. I'm just not sure who that is at this point.
I don't think they do either.
Yeah, so someone needs to step up. You can't win a Super Bowl without having that on both sides of the ball. An emotional, again, Jalen's your vocal leader, AJ's your emotional leader, right, on the offensive side of the ball. Each team needs to have one on both sides of the ball. So someone needs to emerge on the defensive side of the ball just to make sure in those tough moments in the playoffs or tough moments whenever that they get over what they need to get over. With that said, again, we only have 3 minutes, so this is going to be the last thing we do. I think this one's easy. Who do you think is going to win the division?
It's easy. Eagles. Eagles going to win the division, yeah.
Devin? Eagles?
Eagles.
There hasn't been a back-to-back division winner in, I think, 25 years.
Right.
I'm going to pick the Eagles, but I will say I wouldn't be surprised if it's Dallas.
Yep.
If Dallas gets 12 wins, has a little bit of an easier schedule. Again, the Eagles will beat Dallas in the playoffs, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Dallas.